Good morning. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me in this 30-minute Forever in Motion class. My name is Kim. I am one of the recreation therapists on your Forever in Motion team. And I have prepared a 30-minute class this morning. Many of our classes are 45 minutes or 50 minutes or 60 minutes, and so I thought a 30-minute class might be nice. So today's class, we're going to do a warm-up, a little bit of posture, and then we are going to go into strength and then flexibility. So what you will need for today's class is a band. You can kind of see in my chair. You can see my band right there, as well as a chair. We will be doing some things seated and some things standing, so you do need a sturdy chair for the class. And then you can see right there, I also have my water bottle because we will be taking water breaks as well. So I'll just give it a moment to see if anybody else pops on. Otherwise, I think that I am ready to get started. So might as well just pop into it. If people come on live, that's fabulous. Thank you so much for joining me live. If you're watching this recorded, thank you for being here as well. So let's get started. So everybody up. What we're gonna do is I'm actually gonna move my chair a little bit. And now I'm gonna stand to the side of the chair just so you can see my feet. But if you're at home, I would prefer you to be standing behind your chair just so that you can hold on to it if you need. So we're just gonna start with that warm up. So our warm up, for me, always starts with a march. So just a slow and easy march to start with. You can have that hand on your chair if you need to, one hand or two hands. If you have no hands on the chair, you can just start gently swinging those arms. Slowly bringing some heat into that body. Standing up with that beautiful posture, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, core is engaged. Yes, there it is. Holding onto that chair again if you need. While we're marching, let's just roll those shoulders back and down. Get a little bit of movement through those shoulders and into that upper back. Good. One more like that. All right, now let's take this march and let's just bring it up a little bit. So I just want you to bring the speed of your march a little bit up if you can. If I'm going too fast and you don't want to go as fast as I am, you're welcome to take this as your pace. If you would like to go faster, make sure that your body does feel like it's warmed up before you pick up that pace too much. But again, always remember, this is your class. You can take away from it what you need today. If you need to take it a little bit slower, that's awesome. You go ahead and do that. All right, let's get those arms swinging. Yeah, and let's bring those knees up a little bit higher. So that means I've slowed my march down. I'm going opposite hand up to opposite leg. Just like normal walking arms is all that we really need right now. Just bringing that knee up. When we're doing that, making sure that you're conscious of that lower back and it's not rounding to get that knee up. We want those legs to be doing that work. Good, and let's take it back to a regular march. All right, now we're gonna move into a step touch, just a single step touch to the side. So it's step, touch, step, touch. Let's get those arms going to the opposite side of our body. If you're holding on to the chair with both hands, just concentrate on those feet. If you've only got one arm, then the other one can be swinging and then you can switch. Oh, but I said opposite. Hold on, there we go. I got it now. So whichever level you're choosing this morning is beautiful for you. That's awesome. Just keep moving and keep doing what you can today. Good. Take a nice deep breath in. Hopefully you're starting to, I'm off with my hands. Hopefully you're starting to feel some heat coming into your body. You're starting to feel like you're getting warm. Good. All right, and let's take it back to a march. All right, now let's do a little bit of a heel tap or a heel dig in front. So you're just gonna come straight in front. What should we do with our arms? I just wanna do this, but it seems really boring. Let's do a pull back with our arms. So pull back, squeeze those shoulder blades down and together. Give them a chance to warm up a little bit. And that heel is just tapping directly in front of that foot for now. We'll do a few more like this. Now this time let's cross and tap that foot, that heel in front of that other foot. So just tap and come back. So crossing the midline of the body is really good for our brain. Makes our brain work harder. We can all use a little bit extra brain work every day. Good. Let's do 4 more. So 4, 3, 2, and march it out. All right. Roll those shoulders back and down again. All right, now what I would like you to do is plant those feet. Take a moment, remember you're behind the chair if you need it. I'm gonna hold on to my chair. I want you to bring one arm up to about shoulder height if you can. You don't need to go any higher than that. And you're gonna bring your thumb up and your eyes are gonna be on your thumb as you bring your body around as far as you can reach with that hand. So my feet are not moving. I'm feeling that movement in the rest of my body. And slowly come back to the middle. And let's switch sides. So now we're gonna do the other hand. Other arm is up at shoulder height or as close to shoulder height as you can. Thumb is up. Your eyes are on that thumb. You're gonna follow it all the way around as far as you can go back. It doesn't matter how far you go back. You just choose how far you would like to go back. And then come back to the middle, slow and controlled. Good. Let's do a little bit of hip movement. One side and then the other. Just imagine you're throwing some attitude like, I don't know, right? Get those hips moving back and forth. Mobility in our hips is super important for so many things. Good, let's do a couple more. And then we're just gonna shift our hips back. My legs stay relatively straight. And then we're gonna shift our hips forward. You see that I've bent my knees. So back and forward. Again, you're behind your chair for this. To make sure that chair is there to hold on to, you're just pushing those hips back, pushing them forward. Back and forward. One more time, back and forward. Now let's add all of that together and do a little hula hoop. So you're just gonna do that circle with those hips all the way around. When's the last time you picked up a hula hoop? Just kind of fun. One more time this way, and then we're gonna go the other way now with our circle. All the way around. Get some good movement, bring some heat into those hips. Get them moving. One more circle. Good, all right. We're gonna do some postural moves before we move into our strength, and those we're gonna do in our chair. So we're gonna come and sit in our chair, and I want you to sit about the middle of your chair. So you're far enough forward on your chair that you can't rest on the back of your chair. So we're sitting up nice and tall. Ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, finding that beautiful posture. And then what we're going to do is we're gonna have our hands on our thighs. We're gonna bring our shoulder blades down and together, which is going to bring our hands up our thighs, squeeze those shoulder blades down and together, and then relax. Up and squeeze, and relax. Up and squeeze, and relax. Let's do 2 more. Up and squeeze those shoulder blades down, and one last time, up and squeeze. All right, so that was a move for our posture, and so is this next one. So what we're going to do is we're going to tuck our elbows into our sides. Our forearms are going to be parallel with the ground, and our palms are going to be facing up. Now, keeping those forearms parallel, so don't drop them, don't bring those hands closer to you. What you're going to do is get those elbows touching your body, leave them touching your body, and you're just going to turn your arms out and then come back together. Turn them out, squeeze those elbows in, make sure that they're still touching your body, and come back together. You should feel this work in your shoulder blades, in those rhomboids, which are the muscles underneath your shoulder blades. So together. Let's do 2 more. Open, together, and last one, open up, and come together. All right, roll those shoulders back and down. Those are just the 2 that we're gonna do. This is a quick 30-minute class. We're only gonna do 2 for posture. So now we're gonna move on into our strength. Before we do that, let's grab a quick drink of water. So, small sips of water throughout the whole class. It's a beautiful thing to keep that hydration up. All right, so we're gonna do a couple of squeezes today. We're going to start with a back squeeze. So I want you to grab onto your band, lay it across your lap. You're gonna grab onto it. Your pointer fingers and your thumbs are going to touch. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring those elbows up to a shoulder height or as close to that as you can. And then you're gonna squeeze those shoulder blades together and pull that band apart. And then release back together. Pull, I'm bringing that band towards my body. You don't have to. You can just leave it out here and pull. It's just more comfortable for me to do that. So squeeze and then bring it back together. Fingers touching. Squeeze and together. Squeeze and together. Now, if this feels really easy for you, you can always double your band up. And I'll show you what I mean. I'm just gonna fold my band over. Now it's doubled. Woo, that's a lot harder. And bring it together. So if you want more work on this one, this is an option that you can do. And together. I don't know how many we've done. After this, let's do 2 more. Thumb and pointer fingers come back together. Control that band. Last one, squeeze and bring it back together. All right. So that one was for your back. This next one is going to be for your chest, and this is a chest squeeze. So for this one, I want you to lay your band across your lap. Then you're going to cross your hands over top of each other and then grasp onto that band. So when you look down, your hands are crossed over, okay? Bringing those hands up, again, to about mid chest height. What you're going to do is you're gonna pull those hands away from each other so your hands are moving towards your elbows and come back together. So control the movement of this band. Don't let it just slide back. You're controlling it all the way out and all the way in. Now, we're only gonna do 5 on each side. So this is 4. And last one, squeeze them apart. You should feel that work in your chest and come back together. Now leave your hands, but put them down. Now what I want you to do is take the hand that's on top, let go of the band, reach underneath the other arm, and then grab onto the band again. So the opposite hand is on top now. And we're gonna do 5 more. So bring it up to that mid chest height at least, and then pull away and come together. Yes, pull away and come together. I hope that you can see what my arms are doing. My hands are pulling towards my elbows and then come back together. I believe this is 4. Let's do 1 more. Out and back together. All right. Now the reason why we only did 5 on each side is because it's still working your chest muscles, just that hand that's on top is gonna be working a little bit harder. So if we did 10 on each side, that's mean we'd actually be doing 20, and we only want to do 10. All right, so that was the chest squeeze. Now we're going to do for our shoulders. Okay, so we're gonna do the shoulder shrug. We're gonna do this one seated. So I want you to put that band under your feet and step on it good, so you can have your feet flat on the floor. Now sitting up with that beautiful posture, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, hands are straight down from your shoulders or as straight as they can get, being you're in a chair. Now I want you to have some tension on that band with your arms straight. Keeping your arms straight, all you're going to do is raise your shoulders up towards your ears and then down. Up towards your ears and then down. If you need more resistance, hold on lower on that band, up and down. So you can see that my arms are not bending. My shoulders are doing the full work here. This one is called a shoulder shrug. Good, up and down. Up, down. Good. Up, down. So make sure that you're bringing those shoulders all as up as far as you can. And then when you drop them down. Let's do 2 more. Up and down. And last one. Up and down. All right. Now, you're going to leave that band underneath one foot. We're going to do what's called a reverse curl for a bicep curl. So it's called a reverse curl because my palm is going to be facing forward. So you can see that I've kind of braided the band through my fingers, just because for me that's a little bit easier to hold on. So this is the bicep curl movement is exactly the same. So we're going to bring that elbow close to our body, but this time it's just that our palm is facing back and our knuckles are facing forward. So it's going to work more into our forearm and our bicep. So holding it there, we're going to bring that hand up to our shoulder and then bring it all the way down. Good. Up and down. You might notice a difference like right away in your forearm. Up and down. Good. Maintaining that beautiful upright posture, not leaning to the side. The obliques on the opposite side of that arm that's moving are going to be working to keep you upright. Up and down. Good. Up. That wrist stays in line with that elbow. Don't bend that wrist at all. Elbow stays close to the body. Let's do 1 more. Up and down. All right. Now let's switch to the other side. So same thing on the other side. I'm going to take my sweater off because maybe then you'll be able to see my arm better on this one, I think, without my sweater in the way. It's cold this morning. I needed it on. All right, so one end of the band goes under that foot. Again, I like to braid it through my fingers. You don't have to. That's just what I like to do. Sitting up with that beautiful posture. Palm is facing backwards. Knuckles are facing forward. So elbow is close to that body. You're just going to bring it up. Make sure that that elbow doesn't move forward and down. Yes. You want some tension on the band when you go to the bottom, so you don't necessarily want it loose, but you do want to be able to manage that full range of motion. So figure out where your hand needs to be on the band to be able to get that full range of motion as far as you can go up with keeping that elbow close to the body without it coming forward. Up and down. Good. Up and down. Up. Wrist stays in line with that elbow. Don't bend that wrist. Up. I don't know how many we've done. We'll do 2 more. Down and last one. Up and down. All right. So that move was for your bicep. Now we need to do the back of our arm, which is our tricep. And so we're going to do a tricep extension. I like this one. This is the one I usually teach. So I want you to take your hand in the middle of your band. Hold on. Now you're going to take that hand and cross it to the opposite shoulder. The top half of that band goes over your shoulder. You don't need it right now. Tuck that elbow in. I'm just turning sideways so you can see me. You can stay facing forward in your chair. Tuck that elbow in so it's touching your body, and then you're going to grab onto that band. The closer your hands are together, the more work you're going to do. Make sure you've got a good grip on with that top hand, and then you're just going to straighten that arm and come back up. Straighten and up. Now you can see that my wrist stays in line with my elbow, so I don't bend it. I don't do this. Oh, that hurts. Like that. No, I'm keeping it in line. There we are. That's good. Sitting up with that beautiful posture. If you want more work, you're just bringing those hands closer together, controlling that movement all the way down, all the way up. You should feel this in the back of your arm, in that tricep. down, up. How about 2 more? Down, up. Last one. Down, and up. All right, now we're gonna switch to the other side. So switch hands that's in the middle of that band. Take that hand across to the opposite shoulder this time. Get rid of that top band. We're working the other arm now. So tuck that elbow in, bring those, grasp onto that band as close to that other hand as you would like it to be. The closer they are, the more work you're gonna do. Keeping that wrist in line, here we go. Straighten that arm and come back up. Straighten and up. Good. Straighten. Straighten. Good. Up. Take some nice deep breaths while we're here. Up. Down. Let's do 2 more. Down and up. And last one. Down. Up. All right, so we have done back, chest, shoulders, biceps, and triceps. So we're actually done with the band. We're gonna come up into standing. You can grab a drink of water while we're here. We're gonna do a couple things for legs before we do our stretching. So everyone's gonna come behind their chair. I'm just gonna move my chair so that you can see me. I'm gonna come to the side. We're gonna start with some squats, okay? So on a squat, you're gonna set those feet at least hip distance apart. You can go wider if you would like. Some people's toes like to turn out, some people's toes like to go straight. Whichever one is comfortable for you. You want that steady kind of good base of support. Now in a squat, our chest and our head stay up, our eyes stay on the horizon. Your hands can be on the chair or straight out if you would like. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna reach that bum back like you're reaching for a chair. And then you're gonna come up and down. It doesn't matter how far you go down and up. So you can come down this far. That's amazing. Or you can come down farther. Whatever level your body is at today is awesome. Come down and up. So when you're coming down into the squat, it's gonna feel like most of your weight is into your heels, but when you push up, make sure that you're pushing up with that full foot. Okay, down and up. Make sure that your back stays relatively straight. Don't arch in that back. Reach back for that chair. Imagine there's a chair behind you and you're reaching back with your bum. Back. Good. And I keep looking at the camera like there's someone there for me to watch, but you're looking straight ahead. Down and up. We can do 2 more, yes? 2 more. Down and up. And last one. Down and up. All right, give those legs a shake. We have time for 1 more move at least. So we're gonna do a hip extension. This one is gonna be for your glutes. You're gonna feel this one in your bum. So I want you to stand facing that chair, have that beautiful upright posture, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, hips over knees and ankles. And what you're gonna do is we're gonna alternate one side to the other, keeping that leg straight. We're not gonna bend it and that foot remains flexed. All you're doing is bringing that heel back till you feel your glute engage and then come to the other side. So it's not a big movement. I'm maintaining my upright posture. My back is not arching. If I arched my back, I could get a lot more movement out of my leg, but that's not what I want to do. If you arch that back, then that lower back is kind of taking over that move, and our lower back is not made to do this. Our glutes are made to do this. So back, good. Alternate one and then the other. Engaging through those glutes. If you feel it in your lower back, tighten your core, make sure you've got that beautiful posture, and then concentrate on the muscle that's doing the move being in your bum, in your glute. Good. Again, not a huge movement. Foot stays flexed, leg stays straight. Let's do 2 more on each side. And 1 more on each side. And that's it. Okay, shake those legs out. So that last move was for your glutes, but it was also for your balance because we're alternating one side and then the other, and then we're doing the move quite slowly, which makes it become a balance move. So we're done the work for this morning. Let's just do some stretching, some flexibility. So while we're standing behind our chair, we're gonna do a calf stretch. So I want you to have one leg back leg is straight, front knee is bent, both of my toes are facing forward and my feet are flat on the floor. And then I'm just gonna shift my weight towards that front leg until I feel the stretch in the calf of that back leg that's straight. And hold it here for 1 more breath. Good, and let's switch to the other side. So other leg is back leg is straight, front knee is bent. Leaning towards that front bent knee. Both of my feet are flat on the floor. Toes are pointing forward or as close to forward as they can get. Leaning forward till you feel that stretch in the calf of that leg. I like having the chair here because I can just rest my arms on it. 1 more breath. All right, now let's come around and sit in our chair. We're gonna start with a hamstring stretch. So you're sitting towards the front of your chair. One leg is straight out in front of you, heel is down, toe is up, but not flexed. Find those hip bones, sitting up with that beautiful posture. And then what you're gonna do is just hinge forward at the hip, chest and head stay up, until you feel that stretch in the back of your thigh, in your hamstring. Gonna hold it here for a moment. 1 more breath here. All right, and let's switch to the other side. So other leg comes out in front, heel is down, toe is up. Again, finding those hip bones and then hinging forward at that hip, chest and head stay up. You're still maintaining that beautiful ears over shoulders, shoulders over hip posture. You've just leaned forward till you feel that stretch in the back of that thigh, and you might even feel the stretch in the back of your knee. All right, and we can release that. Now come towards the middle of your chair. You're gonna have one arm pulling straight up to the ceiling. If you can, other arm is gonna go down towards the floor. You're just gonna bring those two away from each other. It's a little stretch for your back. Reach, 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 reach. Good. Now, if you can, you're gonna drop that hand to the back of your neck. Give that tricep a stretch. If this isn't accessible for you, or if this hurts when you're doing it, if this feels good, stay here. But if it doesn't, what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring that hand up and over your shoulder, and then that hand goes above your elbow, and you're gonna give a little push until you feel that stretch in your tricep. Whichever one works for you. All right, release that. Let's switch to the other side. Up, reach up, 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 up. One arm up, the other one down, reaching those two apart from each other. Reach, 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 reach. Good, and then we're gonna drop that arm. If this is comfortable for you, this is where you're going to stay. You can even give a little push from the front if that's what you need to feel that stretch. If that's uncomfortable, it's the same thing on this side. Just reach across to the opposite shoulder, hand goes above that elbow till you give a little push until you feel that stretch in your tricep. One more breath here. Good, let's roll those shoulders back and down. Last one we're gonna do is a chest stretch. So hands come together in front, then we're gonna open up that chest. Find that level that your arms need to be so you feel that stretch through your chest and in, maybe even into that upper arm. Sitting up with that beautiful posture, opening up through that chest. This should feel really nice. One more breath here. And let's release that. Let's take a nice deep breath in and let it out. And one more time in and let it out. And that is it for this morning. Thank you for everyone who joined me live on this class this morning. It was a quick 30 minutes. And thank you for everyone who's also joining us and you're watching the recorded version. As usual, if you guys have any questions or comments or anything, feel free to just put a comment underneath the video here. Otherwise, we will see you next time. Bye.